Hello, it's me James, and welcome back to another episode of Simply Survival. So in today's episode, I'm going to be showing you the story of how I very nearly broke Simply Survival this early on. 5th episode, we're not even on 10 episodes yet, and already we have had a massive catastrophe. So basically, quick story. The other day I was making videos, and what I like to do is go on Simply Survival just to, build up my XP, and part of this video was a lot to do with it was the XP farm. I was actually doing like a how to become rich fast video, and I forgot that I left my Xbox on, and well, yeah, this is exactly what happened. So basically, it completely lagged out. When I actually opened the Xbox, I was standing right next to the spawner, and I could literally do nothing. Like, as you're seeing now, it took me about half an hour to get to where I'm standing now, and as you can see, there's so many arrows about. So my plan was very, very simple. I had to open the trapdoors to allow the skeletons to see me, and then the idea was the skeletons shoot each other, kill themselves, and then we basically reduce the amount of mobs there. So I basically needed to come over to this cow farm because I thought, you know what, I've got to get rid of these cows. I had a load of cows there. I was getting shot at. I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. And like you see, this is literal real life footage. I could not move at all. So what you're seeing now is literally how much I could move. It was impossible. So, like I said, I needed to remove these cows, so I started very slowly hitting the cows, and yeah, to say the least, it was slow. It was really, really slow. So, again, this is like the first time I've ever managed to do this so early in the game, and it was all because I forgot about going AFK. As you can see, they're still trying to fire at me, the arrows, and they don't just come one at a time, they come loads at a time, like loads and loads at a time. So as you can see here, if you move a little bit off, like you literally have to reposition yourself, and it's nearly impossible to do. I was like, oh my god, I was literally thinking to myself at this point, like, this is the end of Simply Survival. Like, obviously I had backups and other worlds, but I thought, like, this is crazy. I thought I'm gonna have to go to a backup. I mean, I was a bit annoyed, and then trying to reposition myself, I actually knocked a piece of glass out, and I was like, oh my god. So I very slowly managed to get a piece of stone, place it in. Like, I was so thankful I was able to place it back in. I was surprised no cows tried to get out there, and then I continued to get rid of the cows in the right position. Like I said, it was so tedious and horrible. So then I had to make a move. We had to keep running. This when, as you can see, I just zoomed in there. The amount of arrows that actually come at you at one time, it's not just one. It's like a bunch of, I don't know, maybe 30. There's a lot of arrows. So I was like, oh my god. Did you see that bunch of arrows that you just seen? So then I knew at this point, I was like, yo, I need to do something about this. I need to try and get rid of as many mobs as possible, So I was standing there. I was panicking. I was like, look, I'm going to have to hit them with my sword. So I was helping the skeletons kill themselves by hitting them as well. So I just did that for literally as long as possible. And as you can see by the footage that you're seeing, it actually took me so long to even get towards the skeleton farm. Look, it took me... Look, I'm literally going as fast as I possibly could, going towards it. And you can physically see how many skeletons and zombies are in there now. So, like I said, I just carried on hitting them for some time, actually. And after that, I literally realised that I wasn't doing anything. So, I was sitting there for ages. I mean, I might have been doing something, but every time I'm standing right next to the spawner, more are actually spawning in. So, I had to take things to another level. I thought the way that the skeletons are killing themselves when they fire at me, I said that's the way to go, right? We need to get rid of these mobs as soon as possible. So I ran back over behind the cow farm, got protection again, and then like I said, we had to keep running back and forth because that is the only way that they're gonna fire at me. And I was like, yo, we've got to do this. I then really kind of realised that, yo, these guys are just using my horse as a basically like a target. So I was like, right, I need to do something about this. Like I said, I could barely move, so I'm thinking in my head at this point, is my horse getting hit? What's going on? What exactly do I do? So, like I said, I managed to cover that up and protect my horse a little bit. So, and then again, I think I run back like as fast as I possibly could, but I got hit this time. And like I said, you're not just getting hit by one arrow. Thankfully, I had a full suit of armor. Fully enchanted armor as well. Well, it had like some decent enchantments on, so I was like really thankful I had that, because I kept getting hit at this point. So I changed my direction and went towards the enchanting table. Now just look at this. This is crazy. Gets hit straight away. Look how many arrows actually hit you at once. Like I say, I'm so thankful I had the armor on with, I think I had projectile protection on or something like that. And basically that just protects you from anything like projectile. So anything flying or something thrown in the air, like stuff like that. So like I was like, I just couldn't believe it. At this point I thought, wow, this is absolutely crazy. So I did this for a little while longer. I just kept running back and forth and back and forth. And sure enough, it actually started working. Like I realized that the lag was slowly starting to reduce. As you can see, I jumped up in the air. I was like, wow, it's actually working. So I took the advantage at this point. I got some diamonds and I literally fixed my sword to the max, because I knew I had to help out now, because I had like enough mobility that the lag was reduced to. I could actually help out and destroy as many of those mobs and get rid of them ASAP, because literally like, this was my only chance. So I fixed my sword completely. It only took me 10 levels and 3 diamonds, which was super awesome. At least I think it took me 3 diamonds, unless that said 9. I can't really see that. So yeah, and then I started hitting them and hitting them and hitting them, and again, as you can see, the lag is reduced a little bit. It's still there quite a lot, but like I say, it's reduced a hell of a lot. So I took the opportunity and I kept hitting them and hitting them and hitting them, and sure enough, we got to a point where we was like, yes, we've actually been able to like get the lag down enough to get rid of all the mobs. So I think it's fair to say that this video was a complete madness. I mean, I literally thought it was the end. Also, it was a massive eye-opener. I think we do need to make some improvements to this farm, this double skeleton and zombie farm. I mean, definitely need to make some improvements. Maybe an on and off switch, and also I need to take advantage of all this loot that's coming off them. I mean, I need to collect that bone meal for my crop farm. So I definitely, it made me realise I definitely need to sort this XP farm out. So I think that's coming in a future episode. But like I said, I was actually working, when this happened, I was actually working on episode 5, which now this is episode 5. So episode 6 will be how to get rich fast. I was literally trying to get as rich as I possibly can. Well, to be fair, I noticed I was doing pretty well, considering I've not really started that far into it, you know what I mean? And I was thinking, not even got to the end yet, got the elytra and stuff, and I was pretty kitted out. So yeah, I was just doing a little video how to get rich fast when you just start a new world. And yeah, like I said, I left the myself in the AFK position, and this happened again. Like you can see now, it was the end of it. We got rid of all of the mobs. I was like, yo, crazy. But like I say, every time I'm standing next to the mob spawner, more and more are actually spawning and dropping in, because like basically there's no way to turn it off unless we add some kind of light source in there, which like I said, we definitely need to do that, because if it gets out of control like this again, I mean, I did think there was some kind of mob cap to how many mobs can actually like be in one area. I mean, maybe there was, maybe it got to the mob cap, we just needed to get rid of them all. But however, like I said, I did leave it for like, maybe the best part of 4 hours, and I completely didn't realise, because I nipped out, and I came back and I was like, wow, this is not good at all. So, like I say, when this is working normally, this thing is actually really good. Like, you get loads of XP from it. Especially if you let it build up the right amount, but like I say, you've got to really make sure you do not let it build up like beyond to a point where you can't even move and you can't do stuff. I mean, I literally thought it was the end. I would, like I said, I do make copies of the world, but I was a bit disheartened, because obviously, you know, when you go to a copy of the world, it might be a bit further back, so you might have actually lost something anyway. And I don't make copies all the time. It's just normally when I've stopped after a day, make a copy, and when I'm turning my Xbox off, just so that bug doesn't come in. But that is literally the story of how Simply Survival nearly ended episode 5. So if you've liked the video, smash like, and I will catch you on the next one.